Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's your girl Lindsay, and today's video is so impromptu. It was just so spur of the moment. I just was like, let me just try to do a sewing for the first time on myself, and this is what I got. So let's get into it. So the hair that we'll be using is the Deja Vu Debut Brazilian Remy 100% human hair quality 4-piece pack that comes with a free closure and bang, and it had 4 pieces, but I already used the first two in another look, so I just had the 14 and 16 inch left. I don't know, so we use and reuse here over here. We don't waste nothing. So what I'm starting out by doing is braiding my own hair. So I was going to do some straight back corner. That was me kind of deciding straight back, no straight back, and I just decided, and I was like, you know what, let me do what I said the professional people do and do like that beehive spiral look. Now guys, if you've been following me for a while, you know I am not a braider, and this, as I said, is my first time doing a sewing on myself, so I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I did not watch any tutorials. I kind of just went from memory. And when I say I went from memory, I went deep in my memory. Now the last time I have ever had a sewing was in 2015, and my hairdresser in a Jamaica do it for me, and I never had a sewing after that because a wig me say. So this is a real, just bear with me guys, bear with me. So this is me, you know, saying I feel good, and I was like, yes, I start out and, you know, beehive to my thing, and first time I mean, so I just kind of parted my hair, and then I just did a regular cane. I didn't add any hair or anything, and I don't plan to keep this looking for long because, you know, I'm not keeping nothing long. So I just started with the front of my hair and braided down and just followed just the natural curve of my head, and I didn't have any leave out with this look, especially since I was going for like a bang style, and you know, I didn't really want anything to be left out. That's one thing I do not miss about sewings, was the whole leave out business. Cause you ever just like when you have your hair like the weave flowing and then your natural hair just sticking up in a different direction? Yeah, that used to annoy me so bad. So thank God for closures, frontals, even though I prefer closures, but that's a whole other story. So guys, I went all the way around to the back of my head, and at this point I might look okay, but I am struggling. My arms are burning, my neck hurts, and I'm just dying to finish. I'm gonna say, oh my gosh, I probably should have just done straight back, but I was committed to doing this, so I just went all the way around. So this isn't anything really spectacular, and actually my braids just when I look back at this, I was like, wow, the end result of this braid was like, listen, it was just obvious it was my first time doing a sewing, and you know in life guys, we try something and we figure out what's for us and what's not for us. So we just try things, because you never know. Step out of your comfort zone once in a while, and encourage everyone to step out of their comfort zone once in a while and try new things. But anyways, so I'm onto the second curve row, I don't know what you call it, thing, second braid, and I'm just doing the same thing, just gonna braid all the way around my head. And I tried as best as I could to include my edges into these cornrows. Oh, and that's what you see me squeezing is just some Jamaican black castor oil. You know, can't leave out my JBCO, right? So now I'm just going to do what I did the first time and just go around my head, and I just keep repeating this until I'm at like the top of my head and I get that whole beehive effect, or something that looks like it. But it works, as you saw from the pictures at the beginning of this video. So we're getting there guys, we're learning together. So now that I finally got to the top of my head, I'm just going to sew the ends of my hair down just to keep it flat, and then I'm just going to add some Jamaican black castor oil to my scalp, because guys, I have really dry scalp, so I have to keep it moisturized. started out with the 16-inch hair, and I'm just going to measure the back of my head. So since this is my first time doing a sewing, I kind of treated it like when I'm making a wig, and I start, you know, measure, cut, and then stitch. And when I'm stitching my hair, my first stitch is through the track, just to add some good support so it doesn't fall out at the ends, because you know the ends tend to like slip out the most. And then I'm just going to sew under my braid and under the track. So I just went through the track in the first stitch, and then all the other stitches after that is really just under the track and then under my braid, so it will be super easy to remove. Oh, people, hold on. I really look on them braid there, you know, and I'm just like, these braids look like somebody who had a sewing in for 6 months. Alright, next time I think I'll just do the straight back, because this is a joke. Anyways, but I guess it's kind of like when you have a wig and instead of doing the cornrows, you kind of just do the 4 big dookie braids. I mean, who's going to see it really when you have on a wig? Who cares what your braids look like underneath, right? Once it looks good. Anyways, my ends are protected, my hair is not tangled up, so we're good. When we get to the end of the track, I'm just going to push the needle through the track just to secure it the same way we did at the beginning. Then I'm going to clip that off. So now we're moving on to the second track, and then for each braid that I had, I added about 3 tracks to each braid, because if you notice those big old spaces between my braids, I didn't want too much spaces in the hair, so I added about 3 tracks. And the hair, because it is cheaper hair, the tracks are pretty thin, so I wanted to make sure I got as much hair on my head as possible, so I got enough body for the finished look. Also, as I went up towards the top of my head, I would use a longer track. So maybe like you saw how I measured the first track, if you notice as I go further up, the track will just get longer and longer to kind of start framing my face a little bit, because the way how the hair is set up, I kind of wanted it to kind of have that drop down. Like I just wanted more hair at the side, and as I kind of started to introduce that wraparound method, which you will see me talk about later, I just wanted the hair longer as we go up. It makes sense? Or you guys know I can probably show you better than I can tell you, but just watch what I'm doing and you'll get what I'm saying, I hope. Okay, if you notice this piece of hair is longer, I'm showing you like I just going up and getting it longer. So I'm starting to, you know, introduce that wraparound type of look. You see? Yeah, just like that. So and then when I get the length that I want, then we just start to stitch. So with that longer piece of hair we had in the last clip, some of it did start wrapping around the front, and I was too lazy to cut it off, and I was like, let me just make it stay. So I just stitched it to the front, and I was like, well, I guess we're gonna start with the bang. So here we go. Okay guys, so I'm coming up onto like the last pieces of hair. As I said, this is just some hair that I had left over, so I didn't have a lot to work with, so I tried my best to make it stretch as much as possible. So I'm just gonna start from the center, you know, push it through the track and then just under and over as we go along, and then just follow the pattern on my braids and just go around and around until we have no more hair left. That's literally all I did. I just went in that circular motion just until the hair was finished. So guys, I realized I had a braid left out at the front, so I just took some extra hair and so like stitched it to that front braid, and I was like, this will probably just add to the bang and call it a day. Oh gosh, this was a journey, okay, and I'm glad you guys are here with me. But you know, I don't hide anything. I show you the struggle, I show you the success. Oh my gosh, so I just decided to make this piece of hair a part of the bang, and then that extra front braid that you see me have there, because there are two braids at the front, I didn't have enough hair to stitch onto that front one, so it kind of just get left, to be honest. But you know, we'll work with the thing, and whatever cards we're dealt with in this life, we'll learn to work with it and push through till we get some success. And listen, if you are a professional sewing artist person, don't come for me. As I said, and I'll say again, this is my first time doing a sewing on myself, and I did this with no mirror. A cornrow without a mirror, I'm stitching without a mirror. This is completely blind. I go by feeling, so don't come for me. Okay guys, so that is the closure piece that comes with the hair, and I was really glad for that. I mean, I could make this. If you would like to see how I do that, let me know, but this was just super convenient. What the heck am I looking for? Oh, I'm probably looking for my needle and thread. So this closure piece, I just stitched it to the top of my head, and it does come with like some extra lace hanging off at the sides just to make it easier to stitch. So I'm showing you there. So I just stitched through the lace and stitched around in just a circular motion, and it was just perfect to close that gap and then, you know, just make the bang. So you just see me going around in a circular motion and tacking it down. So I finally used all the hair I had, so I'm just going to start cutting, and you guys probably, if you don't know already, I do get scissors happy, so I had to brace myself, and I finally started using a mirror. So if you see me breaking my neck looking at something in the horizon, it's just me looking in my struggle mirror. First time I'm using a mirror for this whole entire look, and I mean, it's cutting, so I definitely needed something to make sure I was cutting evenly. So I'm just using my fine tooth comb, and then, you know, just combing through, and especially the bang, you know how we do the bang, start longer and work your way up until you're satisfied. Okay, so in between cutting, I do run my flat iron through the hair just to see if the sides are even enough, and then when I am finished cutting, I'll just use my flat iron to run through the hair and run through the bang, kind of just to give it not like a bump, but you know that look I'm talking about. Yeah. Hey guys, and here we have the finished look. This is such an impromptu, spur of the moment idea I had. My first time doing a sewing on myself. I actually did a look similar to this a few years ago, but I did it as a quick weave. I'll leave a picture of that somewhere in the corner here. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and follow me on all socials at __ Lindsey Beth. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Till next time, bye.